In Cathari, crops dry up and die. The earth is choked with sharp, jagged rocks that resist a farmer's spade at every turn. Ramu faces a two-front struggle for survival. He fights a hostile natural environment that refuses to yield a harvest, and he fights Seth Dwarka, the village moneylender, who claims whatever tiny profit Ramu manages to scrape from the dirt. This chart shows how debt functions here. The flat, stagnant line represents actual agricultural yield, while the aggressively steep curve represents compounding interest. Because interest grows faster than the harvest, paying it is mathematically impossible. The gap stays locked open, draining Ramu's resources. The system is designed to harvest Ramu's effort and return only a deeper state of deficit. Ramu spends his days turning over stones, hunting for a single patch of soil soft enough to hold a seed. On his 100th pass through the field, his spade strikes something different. He drops to his knees, wiping away the dry soil with his hands to reveal the smooth, curved edge of a clay pot. The object emits a low, bell-like hum that travels through his chest. It is small, barely the size of a mango, and covered in smooth, unreadable etched symbols. Ramu tips the narrow mouth downward and gives it a heavy shake. Absolutely nothing falls out. After hours of digging through the rocks to find something to feed his family, Ramu has unearthed a vessel that contains nothing at all. That evening, Kamla sets the empty pot on a shelf next to their nearly empty tin of rice. When Kamla reaches for the tin a few minutes later, it is unexpectedly heavy. The container has filled itself with rice to the very brim. They test the object's limits. It mends a torn blanket, seals a cracked water jug, but refuses to produce gold. This illustrates the pot's core rule. It does not create matter. If objects, like a jar, cloth, or house, are at 10% capacity, the pot smoothly animates them back to exactly 100%, refusing to go to 101. A scholar later translates the pot's symbol to a single word: enough. The pot functions as a system of strict equilibrium. It rejects the very idea of accumulation. The neighbor, an elderly widow named Sundari, falls ill with a wasting sickness that the village healer cannot stop. Ramu places the pot near her bed while she sleeps. By dawn, Sundari wakes with color returned to her face, and her hands steady for the first time in months. The pot's restorative logic applies to more than just clay and cloth. It treats a failing body like a torn blanket, remembering the original state of the person and guiding them back. Sundari tells the village of her recovery. The rumors quickly reach the moneylender, Seth Dwarka. The moneylender arrives at Ramu's hut with an ultimatum. Ramu must surrender this new prosperity or face immediate land seizure. Dwarka is looking for a machine that creates wealth. Instead, he's found something that only understands the limits of what is necessary. In a moment of panic, Ramu tries to force the pot to conjure enough gold to pay Dwarka and end the threat. The pot does nothing. Even under the threat of losing his home, it refuses to respond to a request for surplus wealth. Kamla tries one final experiment. She takes Ramu's physical loan contract, the document Dwarka used to justify his mounting interest, and places it next to the artifact. This shows the result. The pot strips away the years of forged ink and manipulated interest, leaving only the original terms of the debt behind. The pot didn't create a new agreement. It simply erased the years of manipulation until only the original terms remained. Ramu takes the restored document to the village council. Faced with evidence of his own forgery, Seth Dwarka is forced to void the debt and pay a penalty to the village treasury. Free from the debt, Ramu returns to his field. He never uses the pot to make himself a king or a wealthy man. He grows old in Kotari, passing the clay pot to his daughter with a single instruction. He teaches her that the artifact will always answer a genuine need, but it will always meet greed with silence. It is the quiet, unbreakable dignity of having enough.